오늘 어떤 행사 때문에 오셨나요?
네, 오늘 Iffas라고 국제 족부 학회 이번에 한국에서 열리게 돼서 한번 학회도 공부할 겸 그다음에 미국에 있는 MGH 교수님도 오신다 하셔서 좋은 교수님도 같이 저녁 식사를 할 겸 왔습니다.
원장님, 이게 좀 권위가 있는 학회인가요?
네. 정형외과 학회 중에서 인터내셔널이 붙은 것들은 죄다 가장 큰 학회 중에 하나인데요. 이게 몇 년마다 이제 각 나라, 각 도시 아니면 각 아시아 아니면은 미주 아니면 유럽 이런 식으로 돌면서 하는 학회인데 이번에 4년 제가 알기로 4년 전부터 이걸 한국에서 추진을 해서 이번에 따내는 걸로 알고 있습니다. 그래서 어떻게 보면은 체육 대회로 치면 올림픽이고요. 그 올림픽이 지금 서울에서 개최된다고 생각하시면 됩니다.
제가 알기로 이게 아시아 최초로 이게 대륙별로 진행이 되는데 아시아 최초로 열리는 학회로 알고 있거든요.
맞습니다.
제가 듣기로는 살아생전 대한민국에서 열리는 이번 학회가 마지막일 수 있다 이렇게 들었거든요. 그만큼 좀 권위가 있다고 생각하면 되는 부분인가요?
맞습니다. 매년 그 정형외과 의사들은 AAOS라고 하는 그 큰 학회가 미국에서 보통은 서부 쪽에서 열리는데 그때만큼의 인원이 저희가 지금 현재 온 걸로 알고 있습니다. 대략 한 3,000명, 4,000명 정도 의사들이 참여를 전 세계에서 온 걸로 알고 있고 MGH나 존스홉킨스, 메이오, 일본에도 동경대, 인도에서도 아니면 유럽에서 유럽이나 영국에서 다 오는 그런 엄청 큰 학회로 알고 있습니다. 그래서 가장 프레시하고 새로운 이제 수술 트렌드나 이런 것들을 여기서 같이 이제 공유하는 그런 교육의 장인 것 같습니다. 너무 심하네. 차라리 인천이 나은 것 같아. 인천이. 너무 빡빡해요 여기.
So between November 2020, August 2022, all my patients and things
힘들지 갑자기. 여기
학회는 좀 어떠셨나요?
학회 이게 마지막에 새로운 테크닉들이 이제 있더라고요. 그래서 질문하고 싶은 것들이 많았는데 오늘 교수님한테만 질문 좀 해봐야 될 것 같습니다.
그럼 지금 뒤풀이 자리가 마련돼 있는 건가요?
네, 오늘 이제 뒤풀이가 있지만 교수님과 같이 식사를 아마 저희끼리 같이 할 예정입니다. Yeah, not like this, right?
Are there women in the Korean military or no? No women.
There exists, but only in the very special army, special army. Only in very specific there is a specific role there, right?
Do they act like soldiers?
Yeah,
or
soldier.
No, they're women. Korean
women.
They can be soldiers.
Yeah, soldier and very Doctor. Could you record the video? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Because good YouTuber. So what do you?
I remember when you came to the MGH. What do you do with this type of content? Do you do social media or what do you do?
Yeah, we have the blog and some Instagram and something like we have to prove that some patient or another doctor has a question is that they want to prove the real MGH experience. So some people. Yeah. So we have to prove that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you told me that when you came to Boston, you
Right.
needed to like have some evidence, proof that you were there.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Quite understand. But
Yeah, because some doctors are a little skilled a little bit.
Thank you.
Uncomfortable feelings because the competition is so high in Korea. So we wanna make some culture to run a lot of the famous doctors and famous very upper edge of the doctors. We have to pursue that. Every young doctor, I always said my friend of doctors, but we have to change. The medical always change very fast, so we have to study and we have to connect and we have to discussion many doctors like America. I also visited the AOS in this year, so also.
Where was that again this year? I didn't go.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah. So also I want to go to the Sports Study Summit in September. And if I have a chance to participate there, so we have to. I always said my friends we have to run again. So,
You don't mind traveling then, huh?
traveling is good also.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, Boston is my second hometown. Yeah, actually the Rochester, where the Mayo Clinic, Rochester City is so small. Yeah, but Boston is very big. And many people are very freezing. The freezing temperature. Even though every people run in the park, that was very inspiring. Yeah, every people is exercise so hard.
Well, I mean, the climate of Boston is very similar to here. It's not too much different. So,
Really?
yeah. Have you ever been to Boston? Either? No. No? Oh, you should visit. It's
Very sweet country.
it's a very easy, safe city. You can walk the whole city in 2 hours. It's very, where Seoul is really wide.
Wide.
Yeah.
So it's so crowded. That is crowded. Every people is so like in Japan. So crowded.
But I was surprised how spread out Seoul is. I mean, I've been here before, but when we got to the airport, the taxi, I was telling him to here was an hour and a half. And so I knew there was some traffic, but if you land in Manhattan and you drive an hour and a half, you're not in New York City anymore.
Yeah.
You're far away from New York City.
Yeah.
But still, this is Seoul.
So I'm saying
an hour and a half. Seoul.
Yeah. It was a little bit hard memory in New York City because last year with my car to the New York City, the parking fee was so high. Then I expanded, so it was very surprising for me actually.
Yeah.
The cost is very high. Parking fee also.
Yeah, the parking is expensive. So, do you have to pay to park at the hospital where you work or no?
We have to. But because I'm working in my building, so I'm exception. But some people is another exception. But every patient should have to pay, but not like the New York. So different. The price is so different.
So one of my good friends is Kent Ellington at Ortho Carolina. We were fellows together when I was with Myerson, and he's amazed that I have to pay to park at the hospital where I work at. He doesn't. He can just pull his car up right in the front, and valet will take his car.
In Boston, the parking fee I can handle that, but here is so crazy. The fee is so high.
So you, what type of orthopedics? Are you practice orthopedics?
Oh yes.
Okay, what type of orthopedics?
I didn't specialize until now. After I finished mandatory army, I have to select my subspecialty.
A little bit gap.
Sure.
Yeah, we have to order, but I feel that you not order him. You just talk with him. You just discuss with the patient.
Yeah.
That is better.
But do
Yeah.
you in Korea, do you have we call them physician extenders? So like a PA, a physician assistant, or an NP, nurse practitioner.
Yeah, we also
You have that.
Yeah,
So
right.
they have different training than a nurse. So like nurses in the U.S. cannot write prescriptions. They cannot, but they have additional training so they can write prescriptions and things. So I agree with you. You should, even if it's a nurse, doctor, there's a different. But Patrick is kind of here. So, but he's still my colleague. Yeah, I think it's do you know Jiyoung On?
Anjihyun. Oh yeah.
Jiyoung?
Yeah. Anjihyun. Jiyoung.
Jiyoung On AHN.
Who is he working in Korea?
Well, so the reason why I ask is because it seems like everyone knows everyone else. In the
Korea.
U.S. No, in the U.S. People, I come here and they say, you're working with, or Jiyoung's working with you. I'm like, how do you know Jiyoung? It seems that it's a very small community, but
Right.
he's a orthopedic foot and ankle surgeon. I think he's about 10 years out. He's doing research with us for a year, and he came with his family. So he's got a boy and a girl. He came with his wife, and he's decided to, he resigned from his position in Korea, and he decided to take the USMLEs and practice. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot more young Korean doctors because of the situation interested. So I don't know.
Yes, many Korean doctors want to live in and study in America because every professor actually want to go to the America to study, participate in the study, and take place.
Why?
Because actually we don't have the biomechanic labs in Korea. That's a problem. So many industry cannot invest in Korea because of the bigger problem. When I visit your NGH hospital, when I visit the Mayo Clinic, there's the operation is brand new. It could be happen in America, but it's not easy in Korea. It's bigger problems.
Even the really well-funded universities, they don't have a lot of infrastructure to do research.
Yeah.
Biomechanics, all this other stuff. None.
There's no biomechanic labs. I know that.
Well, why not?
Very expensive. Maybe I don't know. And also when I visit the Iffas company before, there's a lot of the tours, but in Korea only 30% only accepted in Korea because of legal problem. It takes a lot of time to permit the brand new product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. Is not the right word. It's very. You have to be careful in the U.S. Working with industry because there's a lot of. So in the U.S., healthcare is the most regulated business industry. Healthcare. And so there's a lot of rules with working with companies and working with industry. And so it's this strange relationship. So there's a U.S. company called Paragon 28, And they make only foot and ankle implants. And so I'm a consultant, do design work and things like that. But they Paragon, they can't buy me dinner. I'm not allowed. They're not allowed. They, if they have a pen that says Paragon, I'm not allowed to hold it, to carry it. The scrub cap says Paragon, I can't wear it. And so the rules from the Department of Justice are very strict because in the old days it was the Wild West. Surgeons were making millions. Company gives them money, they put the total knee replacement in, and this bad relationship. But now it's very, very restrictive. So we have to be very careful.
Because you represented some industry, so there's some doctor have to represent.
Well, yeah. So I was talking to Jiyoung. He was saying that the relationship in Korea is very different in terms of the surgeons working with companies. So Jiyoung, he designed a fibular fracture plate. Right, so we were talking about that, and so I designed an ankle fracture sample Paragon. So I was asking Jiyoung what his experience was, and I said, do you collect money to give royalties?
일단 이쪽으로 써있는
네. 안쪽부터.
여기 저기가 왔다 갔다 해서 저기 짐들을 저 안쪽으로 좀 공략을 해볼까요? 네네. 아,
Do you like Korean traditional food?
I don't eat it that much, but
really?
I grew up eating Korean food. What did you eat when you were in Boston every day?
Lobster. Or
You ate a lot of lobster?
Some steak. It's very live memory now, even though 1 year later. But I have that very live.
Remind me, where did you stay?
The hotel, water point hotel near the port.
Okay.
Harbor, near the harbor.
Near the aquarium?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes around 10 minutes or 15 minutes to my work.
Okay.
Enjoy. I remember that.
One of the fellows was an engineer.
engineer.
So we talked about which way that they, engineer, and so he kind of really geeked out on it, and then made it, So you practice as a ophthalmologist, is that correct?
Ophthalmologist.
Okay.
And I specialize in cornea.
Cornea. Okay, I didn't know you could subspecialize. And I just saw one thing. Oh, cool.
She's a good surgeon also.
But after I labor second baby, I stopped the job and I take care of my babies.
Do you enjoy it?
And I enjoy it, and next year I will
Start working again. Okay, you get a nanny or something?
Maybe, we used the one nanny.
Yeah. So in the U.S., paying for a nanny is very expensive.
Yeah.
So it's almost, I would say, average for a year about 60,000. So it's it can be very hard for couples when they both work, but they don't have big income. So, yeah.
We used to have many around with the 2,000 US dollar maybe in the 1 month.
I'm sorry?
$2,000 US dollar in 1 month.
For?
For one nanny.
For nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cost is acceptable, but not in America. So expensive.
Korea also nanny pay is increasing every year.
What is the cost?
Yeah, cost is very highly increased nowadays. Yeah, because of the America maybe. They, you know.
Can I take a picture?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I don't know if that was rude or not. I think the problem is we don't have great comparative literature for these OLTs. Right? Some people are using BMAT, some people use biocartilage, some just microfracture, some PRP. I don't know if PRP is popular in Korea.
Yeah.
But people put PRP in.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different things people are doing, but it's not clear what is
Why?
the right thing. What is your opinion on BMAC?
Actually, there's a lot of the paper proved that in the knee joint, so a lot of the knee surgeons use the BMAC, PRP, and they prefer the PRP is better than BMAC because it's a little bit invasive. He's my friend doctor. He's Sang Kim. He's a very handsome Korean doctor. Work with our hospital. Yeah. So yeah, he's specialized in the shoulder and elbow, and he want to participate in this dinner. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. Thank you for joining.
I have been read your articles, and I refer to my surgery.
Aren't you a shoulder surgeon?
But I also doing ankle surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're wasting your time. No. How many years are you in practice now?
No, I'm about 5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you do a fellowship?
Yeah,
In shoulder?
Yeah, in shoulder and elbow.
Shoulder and elbow. In Korea or in
Korea.
US?
Yeah. So national.
Okay. How do you know Dr. Joe?
I was his co-worker in Reading Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this your first gig?
No, I was here 2 years ago, and then before then, maybe 7, 8 years ago.
Then it's your third time of Korea.
So it's mainly you said the residents and the fellows who are resigning. Is that correct?
Resigning?
Resign.
Oh yeah, right.
Quitting.
Yeah, quitting. Yeah, that
But
big
also,
issue.
what I had read in the U.S., it's the very senior doctors are
also.
Is
really?
that correct or no? Not really.
Senior professor also participate fired by himself, by themselves, because we many young doctors in government make another plan to increase new doctor.
Yeah.
You know, the twice than before. So that is crazy. The government, acting. So
Is it it's portrayed in the U.S. media that the Korean healthcare system is falling apart?
Yeah,
Is that true or not?
It's true. I always talk about. Did you remember that last year? I always talk about there's some lot of problem in Korea. So different. When I visited your operation room, it was very surprised that your fellows work with you very happily. That is not like the Korea actually. Every professor get angered, and many young junior doctors very afraid. Actually, the atmosphere is so terrible. Yeah, that is not educational, not perfect. That is so problem, because every young doctor is much more better, smarter than the senior, because the competition is always much more harder than before.
Yeah.
So even though many senior doctor always get angered to the junior doctor, so there's some.
We have an expression for that.
Yeah.
It's called a sign of weakness.
Yeah. Sign of weakness. Yeah.
lose your cool, you get upset.
Yeah.
It's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, right.
So, but no, but you saw the cultures in the U.S. training is,
Yeah.
is
Much-
I think in general different.
Yeah,
You still
sure,
have
different.
surgeons who are very tyrannical, yell, things like that, but the problem is in the U.S. Not problem in the U.S. health system, the hospitals, it's not accepted.
Yeah.
That behavior is not accepted.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, even 10 years ago, in the OR, you could, make jokes about, whatever you want to make jokes about.
Uh-huh.
You can't do that anymore.
Oh, really?
So the culture has really changed, probably for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very interested with the education also. I'm always very interested in education people.
Uh-huh.
So the educational system is much more better in America. I thought because when I remember the conference that Andrew he had the conference in the lecture in the morning. I remember that the lecture was very higher than I expected because he's
The
just
resident.
third resident.
Yeah.
So he presented his lecture with the 20 paper. That was very awesome. Oh, how did he do that? So how did he read the 20 paper in the one lecture? It was very surprising for me. So because every Korea junior doctor works so hard, push them to the deadly actually. So
Yeah.
they don't have to time. They don't have time to study and they don't have time to prepare some lot of the conference actually.
Are there
That's the problem, man.
Are there work hour restrictions
Yeah.
for the trainees, the residents
Yeah.
in Korea? They can only work, less than 100 hours a week or less than 8. Is it in Korea or
right,
no?
right. We have, but not 80 hours
80 hours.
in 1 week.
And sometimes even 3 operating rooms that he was in charge of. Is that common? Is that
Yeah, in Korea, there are very many cases of it can short the surgery time very effectively. So many professors doing such as
the patients know?
maybe they don't know. They
Okay.
know about that.
Yeah. So in the U.S., that was a really big problem, and it was highlighted nationally at the Mass General that they were doing. Surgeons were running 2 rooms at the same time, and then there was a bad complication, and then some things happened. And so I was surprised when Jiyoung told me that sometimes he manages 3 ORs, right? So what we're allowed to do now in Boston, we can run staggered parallel. So I can have 2 rooms,
Yeah.
but I have to be closed in
Yeah.
one room
After.
before I can make the incision in the other one.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it now.
Yeah,
But,
that's a very reasonable for the patient. Yeah, because they quit the surgery, first course surgery, and the next, if you participate another surgery before the hit the first one, could be happen some problem in his symptom or another can happen. So
Yeah.
we have to quit first and second. So that is
And so in our informed consent, there's an area that you have to, if the resident is working with me, I have to write their name,
Yeah.
and then the patient has to sign so they know the resident is joining.
Yeah.
The actual name, not just to say resident trainee,
Yeah.
the resident's name, and they have to sign that. So,
Yeah. This is the ear, and this is the surgeon. Did you enjoy it before?
Sure.
Surgeon? Yeah. Some doctor want to mix it, and if you want just beer or if you want to enjoy mixed one, we call that bomb beer. 폭탄주 in Korean language.
Do you actually put it in the?
Yeah, it's
In
mixed.
the-
Some doctor
No,
want.
do you put the shot
right.
in the?
shot glass in the if you want try and or just beer if you want
Anything.
yeah anything okay. remember we visited some pub in the near the hospital and whiskey with the fellow, two lady fellow with you, and the pizza and the food was very delicious. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
thank you.
you.
Nice to
meet you again.
yeah. You have to teach residents and things. It kind of keeps you very grounded in good indications, because otherwise there's a strong financial bias to do surgery.
Yeah.
You know, you know, sometimes you see patients who have come from other hospitals, they've had surgery, and they've never needed the surgery.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
not just the U.S., but
Yeah. Also, we have to correct the adjusted patients. Some patient is a little bit the character. Their character is so different. So some people is so kind, but some people is so sensitive and nervous. We have to do that.
So what do you think? So Jiyoung was telling me recently he was surprised how much we talk to our patients in clinic. What did you think when you came? Because he said maybe in just his practice, but he said that much shorter conversation. You know, we talk about your dog and your kids and your it's part of part of what you have to do.
Yeah.
But what did you think? What were your impressions when you came to MGH?
And when I visit your clinic, I'm very inspired in your attitude to the patient, and your relationship was most developed style. I think that every patient will respect you, and I feel that. So in that case, your style is very good for them, I think. But in Korea, the financial problem, we have to make time shortly than US. So.
And they're finding the U.S. educational system so easy compared to how rigid Korea is. It's so easy. So they want to stay as well.
Yeah, right. Now we changed the Egypt before because of now we changed the Egypt than before to be a doctor because of the doctor married, so twice over.
No, I don't want to be a doctor. So it's not like she took organic chemistry and it was very hard. She just decided, no, I want to be a doctor. So she got a business in finance, and so she's moving to New York City. She's got a job at Goldman Sachs. So she's gonna do finance.
Yeah.
So next weekend I'm driving her to New York.
Oh, really?
To Manhattan.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very far from Boston.
About 3.5 hours.
In the winter, I went to the New York with my car from Boston. I just visited some McDonald's in the way. Because of I feel so tired, so I just sleep in my car. Some people don't like the door because in the winter some people in the sleep in the car. Are you okay? He's last visitor. He's Dr. Kang. He's my friend. He's a very good with the shoulder and the trauma, and also he do every surgery without the spine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well. Do you practice with him together or no? Is orthopedics popular amongst the medical students? Popular. Yeah, in the U.S. it's very popular.
Very interesting in the topic of the diversity. I remember the diversity conference. There a lot of the doctors talk about the gender and race. Yeah. So a lot of the doctors participate with the June. How about the strategy to make the diversity? Actually in the Mayo, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
But
I think it's maybe more of an issue that we don't see at MGH. So the residency programs want to improve diversity. Gender, ethnic diversity across the board. They want to improve diversity. I think the last stat that I'm familiar with, I think 30% of people who take the MCAT and score high enough go on to medical school. So roughly 70th percentile. So seemingly much easier in the U.S. But in the U.S. they weigh what else you've done. So where you went to college, if you did volunteer work, some research, all these other things they weigh. So you have to really kind of have a minimum score for the MCAT, and then if you've done a lot of other things, they weigh that into the decision.
Yeah.
Is that how it is in Korea, or is it purely your score?
maybe purely score maybe.
So residency is 4 years in Korea?
Yeah. Well, in 5 years in America, right?
So it's 4 years after what?
Fellowship.
No, I'm sorry. So how long is medical school? 4 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And then you do straight to residency?
Yeah.
So 4 years.
Internship and residency.
Internship then residency.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5. Yeah. We consider the internship as part of the residency. So that's why same thing. 5 years. Yeah.
I'm just wondering about how is your strategy to control your stress, because there's a lot of the hardest case always operation your cases, every case is hardest in the world maybe.
You like Eminem, right?
Yeah,
I tell the residents that you came and you like Eminem.
I already recorded that in my YouTube.
I can't listen to rap in the OR.
I heard your brother, and last year before, your brother is super rich. So I envy you, your family.
My brother, he works in biotech, and his company got bought by Johnson & Johnson. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story when he called me? So after J&J bought my brother's company, he told me and he said, "You want money?" And I said, "No, I'm okay. I'm doing fine." But it was odd. My father, as I told you, was a GYN oncologist. And my older brother, he got into medical school, but then decided he didn't want to go. So he got his PhD, but I don't think my parents were very happy with him at that time. So, and it was experience and by just looking. Where in ankle, for total ankle, we already have patient-specific guides and other things, and the cuts are easy to see the anatomy. It's easy to be perpendicular. So I don't think a robot will replace total ankle, but I understand robotic-assisted knee or shoulder. It makes sense. Yeah. What is your opinion on that?
Now I don't use the robotic surgery, so and cannot replace the people. I think robot cannot replace the person in some decades.
besides.
Yeah, I agree. So I increasingly am getting emails from Korean doctors to ask them to support. There's some exemption for professionals that they get a U.S. physician to say this person is a good person, good scientist, whatever. There's some, I don't know the exact term for it, there's an exemption they get to be able to come to the U.S. And so I've been getting more emails from people I don't know asking me if I can write a letter for them. So I'm wondering if this is a consequence of what's happening in Korea. Maybe more surgeons are thinking about trying to the
Maybe
U.S.
training a doctor want to go to the
Yeah.
America. They want to keep the doctor job eternally in Korea. They want. I understand them.
And so when some of the young residents in Boston who are single, they work hard, play hard. Well, they don't work so hard. They work less, but then they go out to the bars and after work, and to me it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was kind of long ago. So 20 years ago. So yeah. So I envy them sometimes.
How many doctors marry in America? Because many Europeans didn't get married nowadays.
Yeah. I can't remember if this was a national statistic or just my school. I don't remember, but I think in medical school, by the end of medical school, almost half are married and half are single. But in the U.S., the divorce rate is very, very high. So if you're a medical student and you get married during medical school, the divorce rate is very high. So it's better to be out and you have a job. Korean, is that the standard at medical conferences, even in Korea?
No.
That they or they're doing it because it's more of an international.
Yeah, because this is international conference.
Yeah. Okay.
So because every country we participate, every doctor participating this year, so we use the English. But I forget the English.
That must be very challenging.
Yeah,
that must be difficult.
Before I visited the MGH, I want some English teacher before, but I didn't use the English for 1 year, so I really forget it. I have to study again. So I finish the mirrors.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming out.
Could you take a picture for? Is that okay? Yeah. Thank you. Last month I participated with the marathon running. Yeah. And I hope to participate in Boston Marathon also.
Oh, marathon.
Later.
You're into CrossFit?
Yeah.
You told me the CrossFit.
I always CrossFit. There's some gym under the CrossFit, like the Iffas 45, to Orange Series gym. I think that after the rehabilitation in the hospital, which gym is the most profitable for the patient. And I think the Orange Series is much more better than another health club. It could be hurt, but Orange Series is very safe, I think. And
What's very safe?
Orange Series gym.
So you're really into it.
Yeah,
you know all the different gyms and.
Yeah. And I toured every gym in the Boston or something. So,
so I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Okay.
잘 주무셨나요?
촬영인가요?
예.
지금 너무 푹 자고 와서
그 2회차 일정은 어떻게 되시나요?
이제 학회를 최대한 열심히 듣고 새로 특히나 뭐 외국에 어제 뵀던 이제 교수님 수업 강의나 이런 것들 렉처나 이런 거 좀 듣고요. 그다음에 뭐 질문할 거 있으면 좀 질문할 수 있는 시간을 가질 수 있으면 좋겠습니다.
보통 학회를 뭐 이렇게 하면은 보통 당일에 이제 뭐 당일 참석하시고 이렇게 뭐 2일차, 3일차 계속 진행하시는 경우가 많은가요?
네. 보통 끝까지 학회는 다 최대한 다 들어야 되는데 제 외래 일정이 있다 보니까 토요일은 아쉽게 참석은 좀 힘들 것 같습니다. 여기가 지금 이제 수술 기구 업체들 지금 다
수술 기구 업체들이요?
네, 기구 업체들 아스렉스, 콤메드, 제약 업체들도 같이 나와 있고 시장도 정형외과에서 트렌드가 있어서 지금은 이제 곧 한국도 푸드랭클 소사이어티가 아마 직세를 하는 시기가 올 것 같고 마지막이 스포츠 의학인데 한국은 이미 한 2단계 전에
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
How about your last meeting? How about yesterday?
It was great. It was great. It was really, really good. Yeah. I realized after the dinner, I probably could have eaten 10 more dinners.
Yeah.
But the food was so good. Yeah.
수입올라를 중에서 하는 게 있잖아요. 그래서 키트가 따로 있겠네요.
네, 원장님 이제 뭐 3일차 일정에는 이제 뭐 외래 진료를 보러 가셔야 돼서 이제 이렇게 2일차 일정 다 종료하고 이렇게 뭐 마무리하게 되었는데 학회 뭐 참가하신 소감이 어떠신가요?
네, 너무 또 이렇게 외국 선생님들 다 이제 한데 모여서 한국에서 이렇게 처음으로 학회가 진행돼서 너무 좋은 기회였고 저희도 이제 푸드랭클 환자들에 대해서 조금 더 프레시한 그런 치료를 배울 수 있고 뜻깊은 시간을 가진 것 같습니다. 그리고 이제 코엑스가 한창 예전에 삼성병원에 있을 때 많이 와서 이게 뭐 회식이나 이렇게 많이 하던 자리인데 이렇게 또 오랜만에 오니까 또 감회가 새롭고 또 선생님과 같이 이렇게 좋은 자리에 올 수 있어서 너무 감사합니다.
오히려 이런 좋은 자리 참가할 수 있게 해주셔서 오히려 제가 감사드리고 네, 그럼 이번 2024년 이파스 학회 이렇게 마무리하도록 하겠습니다. 수고하셨습니다.